Had a false start.
5 false starts.
We had a couple false starts. Several false starts.
And actually, maybe you should check the stream to make sure this is also not a false start.
No, real start. Actual start.
We're actually on air.
Oh, the first time, the settings on this thing reset sometimes, and it was sending us to a Twitch stream.
Mm-hmm.
Which, I bet we had like 10,000 views in like the 10 seconds we were on there.
And now there are tons of people on Twitch who are just like super mystified and curious, and they want to find us again.
Like, this show sucks. They shut off after 10 seconds. We're out. We're never watching again. I don't know. Maybe I think we should try Twitch one day. Just
one day
they have an in real life channel, and all that is in real life stuff.
Yeah.
But we're not going to like stream for 12 hours at a time like those people seem to do on Twitch.
No.
Ain't going to happen.
Nope.
But then another setting screwed up, and then I set up and I like, oh, here we go, another setting screwed up. Here we go, another setting screwed up, and then we started, and I screwed up a setting, and now here we are.
Finally.
Ready to start. Oh, and here's DJ Ray in the chat room.
Hey, DJ Ray.
DJ Ray says, "Hey guys, good to see you, DJ Ray. We appreciate you hanging out with us. We've been not been doing a lot of live streams. We've been working really hard on the interviews, but I've had a rough time the last week or so, and I just couldn't put the time into editing like I needed to. So here you go.
Here we are.
You get a live episode.
Mm-hmm.
Are you able to hear Bailey? Okay, DJ Ray. We want to make sure that her mic is picking up.
Hello.
Just tell us whenever you get a moment. I'm afraid that my mic is a little bit louder, and we don't want that to happen. We want everybody to hear Bailey. But yeah, so had to take a little time off. We're going to set up an interview in this coming week. I don't know who yet. There's so many people that I keep talking to, and I can't work out times. And that's really all it is everybody has different times, and then once we get a time, I talk to Bailey, and then we further refine the times until we're all together at one time. And it's really, I think the interview with Terry was fairly painless to record as far as most of our setups.
Yeah.
Because we've got it down to no laptop needed and no unnecessary stuff anymore. So it's just a couple cameras, a couple microphones, and we're good to go.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, good. DJ Ray says, yes, he can hear you, and he wants to be interviewed. I think that would be great.
Do that.
I don't think that we could put it on the internet.
Sure we could. We'll just put it on for Patreons.
Is there a special rating system that we can use actually, that's true. We can put it on for Patreons. And they're like, we paid for this? No, DJ Ray's a funny guy. We can go out to the farm. DJ Ray lives out on a farm in was it Leicester, where you live? Oh, I told everybody where he lives. Go to his house.
You didn't say where in Leicester.
That's true. But he lives out there on a farm, and I've been trying to get out there and have a lovely country dinner with DJ Ray. But I keep getting distracted, and I'm not going to do that this summer. So we're coming this summer, DJ Ray. If you still want us, we'll come and have some vittles, some DJ Ray vittles.
Ooh, nice vittles.
But thanks for joining us, DJ Ray. Looks like we might have somebody else, but say hi in your own time.
Or if never is your own time, if you just want to...
if you just want to send us a message and go, hi, we'll know that was you. So, I'm going to wait a little bit longer. We got a couple of you here. Actually, while we're here, what do you think of the new format? That's really what I wanted to do tonight. I wanted to talk to folks and get a feel of of what you think of the new interview format compared to just me and Bailey sitting here talking about current events and happenings and stuff. In fact, we're missing a happening right now.
Are we?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the pizza.
Tonight's Power Wars downtown. It's fun. Have you been? You went to Power Wars before?
No, I've never been. No.
It's fun. I mean, I'm kind of on a dietary restriction these days, and I can't eat all the fatty stuff that I want. So I figured it was best not to go. But you pay, I think, $25. It all goes to charity, and they have usually 6-8 stations. Each one of them has a number above it. No names. Of course, if you know the owners of these places, it's pretty obvious whose table.
And also, if you eat pizza in Johnson City ever,
right.
All the pizzas are very distinct.
Right.
Like, I could always tell the difference between, like, Main Street or Scratch or...
It's the truth. But then when you get into... They had... when I was announcing it, they would have, like, Pizza Inn and Marco's.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm not really sure which one's Pizza Inn and which one's Marco's, but you're right. When it gets to the higher end stuff, it starts to become a little bit obvious. But they divide them up by number. What is it? Every hour they have a round where they bring out first it's cheese, and it's pepperoni, and then it's anything goes, especially pizza. And so you kind of build. That's right, DJ Ray. You DJ Ray DJ'd it one year when I was hosting it. In fact, I think it was the last year that I did it. DJ Ray was there, and he killed it. Unfortunately, they had it it was a weird layout that year, DJ Ray. It was at, it's now Holidays. It used to be something else. It's the Christmassy place. They always have the gnomes at Christmas
downtown?
time. Yeah. And it was before they became the holiday store. I'm sorry, I cannot wrap my brain around what it was. Anyhow, beautiful place. They had a banquet hall downstairs, and they had another one upstairs. But the way they divided up Power Wars was the announcing and microphones were on the second floor, and only pizza was down on the first floor. So I'm hired to talk to people and try to motivate them to give to charity, but there was nobody in the room with me because everybody wanted to be downstairs eating pizza.
That's bizarre.
Yeah. I didn't, I had no input on the layout. And DJ Ray, he was upstairs, and eventually people, once the pizza was gone, people moved upstairs, and that was the dancing, and they had a pizza eating contest, and that kind of stuff was up there. But it was a real disconnect between the two floors that never really reintegrated. I think they did it like that 2 years. And so this year it's at the Carnegie.
Ooh.
Fancy, nice place, and they've got. I don't even know who they have. I haven't looked at it. They haven't asked me back in a while, and now I can't eat as much pizza as I used to. And boy, I could eat a lot of pizza. Because at the end of the night during Power Wars, all of that leftover pizza had to go somewhere, and it went in my belly. No, it was. There was so much pizza left over. I mean, stacks like this of pizza. Jeez. They just went down to the local shelters, and even sometimes up and down the streets, giving away pizza to homeless people in shelters, people that were kind of down on their luck. And I thought that was one of the best things of the whole night, is that some people somewhere got some free meals, some really good pizza.
Yeah, that's awesome.
The last time I did it, it was Pizza and Gyro won with a ranch dressing pizza.
They have a pizza there that I love, but always messes with my tummy.
Yeah?
And I don't know it. I think it's their... It's like chicken... It's some fancy pizza, and it's so good. And
really
maybe
rich?
It's super rich.
Yeah.
And it's... After you have, like, 2 slices, it's like the equivalent of having had, like, 4 slices.
Yeah.
So it could be that it messes with my tummy because I just eat, because it's so rich and there's so much of it.
Right.
But I do love, they've got good pizza.
They do it. And the guy that owns it is so nice. He's hilarious. If you could really get him going, he goes completely all Greek on you, and he's just a great guy to talk to. Hilarious. What was it? I hope you guys saw the video where I went down to Johnson City Brewing Company and met with Bert from the Italian Pizza Pub a couple weeks ago, and that was also
very good pizza.
Oh yeah, Bert is serious about his pizza. My friends My friends from New York, I have 2 sets of friends that come down independently. They don't even know each other. And both of them have said that that's the closest that they can find here to home, to pizza from home.
They also have really good lunch specials.
Yeah.
Like $4 for like 2 slices of pizza and a drink or something insane like that.
I can walk down there from work, so I find myself down there a lot. I end up talking to Bert, and we always end up reminiscing over the olden days, because I have literally known Bert since I was a teenager, because the Acoustic Coffee House was a place where everybody hangs out now, and sadly it's gone, but it was where all of the interesting creative people tended to flock. Well, there was a time when the pub Outback, where Casbah is now, that was the place. That's where every good band that wanted to move on to national spotlights would go, and that's where all of us ended up. And so I was a punk kid, and that's where I first met Bert and Chirac and all those guys. And so when we were down at Main Street Pizza and actually giving Bert a little bit of spotlight, talking to him, letting him kind of tell the story. We only had 15 minutes, so it wasn't a long story. You can see it. It's on our channel. You can check out the Italian Pizza Pub Bert interview. It was just great to see him get that moment of the spotlight.
Yeah.
I mean, 35 years he's run that place.
That's amazing.
And he was not the original owner. He bought into it after working there for several years in, 84, 85. So it had already been around for 10 years before then, before he bought out his old partner. And then his partner sold out to him just a few years later, and it became completely his place. So by the time I started going there, it was already old, and Bert had already taken over as the second generation of it. So it was a really interesting interview. Check it out. And folks at Main Street Pizza.
John City
I do
Brewing.
this all the time. John City Brewing are so nice, and they get so into the community that it's a pleasure. We're going down there again in May. I didn't think to get the date, but I will. I will double check the date. Last time I missed the date too, and in fact it was, hey, you want to come back? I was like, yes. And then I was like, I wonder what day it is, and I saw a Facebook. I get a Facebook invitation. It's tonight. I was like,
and I think you messaged me that morning, and I read the message, but I had just woken up, so I didn't. Like, you didn't say we need to be there, and so my brain didn't, like...
Oh, no.
My brain... Well, I couldn't have gone anyway.
Right.
But, like, which is why I'm not on the Bert interview, but but yeah, like, I didn't text you till later that day, because I was sitting there thinking, why did he message me that? And then I realized... Oh, that's something we do. Right. Oh no.
I'll be a little more detailed.
Yeah, like this is something we are involved with.
Right. And this is a monthly thing, so we'll be back a couple more times. I think it goes until August, and we're getting the ends with the good pizza places. Finger guns. I wish I could remember who. I don't think they told me who's next. I didn't know it was actually Bert until that day. I mean But no, I take that back. I'd known a week before because I was down there and Bert had talked to me about it.
I wonder if they'll have Luke's Pizza, because a lot of people really love Luke's Pizza.
I like Luke's Pizza a lot. I mean, it's not. If it was downtown, that would be the place I go when I've had enough of a couple
Everything
other places.
Else.
But it is a fine pizza, big slices, decent toppings.
You know what pizza place I haven't been to in like 10 years, but I used to love? Johnny Brusco's.
Oh, yeah. I don't know why I don't go to Johnny Brusco's more
maybe
often.
we should go one night, because I haven't been in 10 years, but there wasn't a reason I stopped going.
No.
I just suddenly...
And their garlic knots, oh my gosh, it's one of the best appetizers in town.
I used to get a pesto and pepperoni pizza.
Oh, that sounds awesome.
And it was really good.
Yeah. I had a friend that worked there. Maybe it was because my friend stopped working there, and then years later, I'm like, I'm going to go to Johnny Brusco's. I never go there. And in the middle of a Tuesday at lunch, they were closed. And maybe, I don't know, I think my brain just slipped a gear, and I thought they were gone. I'm like, well, if they're closed in the middle of a Tuesday, I never thought of it for a long time after that.
Can you
Yeah.
Because I'm worried.
We're going to have to restart because the...
we don't have to restart, do we?
Yeah, I'll have to refresh this page.
Well, refresh, but not restart.
Oh, no, we don't have to restart anything.
Okay, I was like, what the hell? I just am worried that it's...
our YouTube video has just got the spinny thing.
And it has for like the last 10 minutes.
But And that's a good idea. I'm going by this little guy, and so far we're good.
Yeah.
Oh, look, there we are.
And that's fine. It's just also
No, you're
DJ
right.
Ray was quiet too, so
Yeah,
I thought
when
maybe.
DJ Ray's quiet, you need to worry.
Yeah, maybe it's not okay.
It means he's gonna send me a message that I can't share with anyone. Oh,
Anyone ever see did people see my mug yet? My Timasil mug
Timasil.
from Arrested Development.
Oh.
Placebanol glucose.
Classic.
I know. I was looking for a new mug to bring tonight because we haven't been live.
That's right.
So.
That's right. I don't have anything. I have like a glass of water.
In a Pepsi glass that you probably stole from a restaurant.
I don't even like Pepsi, and it was given to me in a huge stack by a friend. Thank you. I didn't ask where it came from.
Stolen.
My friend did happen to work at a pizza place.
Uh-huh.
That's all I have to say about that.
Mm-hmm.
That was many, many years ago.
And they thought, it would be cool is if we stole a Pepsi glass.
I was given a present by friends. I wasn't going to be rude and ask the origin of it.
Never look a gift horse in the mouth.
There's another place. Not that this has anything to do with where this cup came from, but Knight's Pizza. If you choose the right pizza on their menu, you'll find they have some of the best.
But if you pick the wrong pizza, it tastes like cardboard. But they have great tacos.
Yeah.
Their tacos.
It's like mom tacos.
That's what I was just about to say. They're like mom tacos.
Yeah.
They're not like your fancy. They're like hard shell taco kit from
That's
Kroger
it.
tacos.
Box tacos.
But they're good and they're cheap.
That's another one I can walk to it for lunch, and oh yeah, and I know Scott the owner.
Mm-hmm.
When they used to be Buck's Pizza, which is a franchise, they had to shut down. Oh, this has been, I guess, 10 years ago now. They had to shut down because they wanted to get out from under the franchise name. They wanted to do it on their own, get their own profit without having to pay the franchise stuff. Don't blame them.
Mm-hmm.
And so, in the franchise contract, they could not sell pizza for 2 years, a non-compete clause.
Yeah.
So when they gave up the Bucks name and went to Knights, they became a taco place. They served tacos and burritos, and it was Mexican food. And all of it was that mom kind of Mexican food.
Yeah, it's just homemade.
And it's so good.
It is. It's so good. And the tacos are like $2 a piece or something, or maybe $1 on special or something.
I love a good authentic Mexican taco,
Me
but
too.
there is honestly a place for those homemade
100%.
Homemade just ground beef, good ground beef tacos.
Speaking of, I made one of those Chef Boyardee pizza kits a few weeks
I
ago.
haven't had one of those in ages.
I know, I hadn't had one since I was a kid, and I realized making it, I was like, when you're a kid, you don't realize how much of a pain in the ass they are, because the only part you do
Right.
is putting on, like, pepperoni and
Right.
stuff. But I got so mad, and I was so
Was it
hungry.
the dough part of it?
Yes!
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it was awful. I was like,
That was my last experience.
I was like, this was fun, good experiment. Glad I got to eat the pizza again, because it is pretty good. It's familiar,
Yeah.
and it's that kind
Yeah.
of thing. But I was like, I will never buy one of these again.
I remember my mom
It's
would.
awful.
My mom never did anything traditionally. She would buy the Chef Boyardee box, but then she had this pizza dough mix that she liked better.
Yeah.
And so she would take this pizza dough mix, and it was in a pouch, I just remember that, mix it up, it made much better crust, and then put the Chef Boyardee stuff on top of it, and those were awesome.
That's what I want to start. I want to experiment with, like, the pre-made pizza crusts.
Those at Kroger, not DiGiorno, I forget what they are, but they're the Kroger ones. They only have one. Those are really good. You buy those, you throw the sauce on it, you throw it in the oven, it toasts up, it gets really crunchy on the outside.
Yeah,
I like that. Really soft on the inside.
Yeah.
I think they're fantastic. That's my way of making pizzas. I go buy the crust, throw my stuff on it.
I'm trying to make pizza more because I want to eat, like, make them more healthy.
Yeah.
Instead of just buying Totino's, which I will do like once a month because they're really good. But sorry, I was also reminded when you're talking about Knight's Pizza and the thing. Did you see that the oyster place closed?
I did.
But
and,
now
and
there's
live the oyster place.
What was it called?
Surfin'-
Shuckin' Shack. The Shuckin' Shack closed.
They
but
closed.
now
Our very first video out of the apartment was shot at the Shuckin' Shack. It was
Shack.
like 10 seconds long.
yeah, because I think I showed you how to eat an
That's
oyster.
Right. That's right. I didn't know I could eat oysters until we ate there that night.
But you remember why? I think we talked about it a little bit. Is that the owner had started a very similar restaurant. Like, he had started a Shuck and Shack franchise and then started his own that was almost exactly like...
The former owner had split off.
Oh, that's it. Right.
He had split off and opened up... It was at a beach...
It was in North Carolina somewhere.
Yeah. It was in some touristy place he had opened up.
Like...
It was the same place with a different name.
But guess what?
What?
I think that's what's moved in there.
No, well, now it's called the Surf and Brew.
Yeah, but it's an oyster bar.
It is an oyster bar. Oh, so you think that is the actual oyster bar that they were suing for stealing?
I don't know.
Oh, now I've got to.
I want to know though.
Now I got to do some investigation. I know some people. I know some people to ask.
But I was really sad to see
That's
Shuck and Shack
interesting.
was gone because
Yeah,
I do like
I
the
liked
oysters.
it. I went down there and had I think it was a crab po' boy that was fantastic. It was really good.
And especially now it's getting summer, I want
Yeah.
to go somewhere where I can get some good seafood.
Yeah.
That's not Red Lobster because that doesn't count.
I'm gonna try the place. I haven't gone down there.
I don't know
yet.
if they're open yet.
Yeah. I haven't
Because
paid attention.
But when I passed the other day, I saw that the Surf and Turfs or the Surf and Brews or whatever sign was up.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah, it's been up for a little while now. I mean, it had to have been gone up at the end of last month, something like that.
That place?
Yeah, I have to drive by there for my parents' place when I come
gotcha.
back home, so I'm facing it a lot. And I was asking my buddy who I thought would know about this, and he's like, "What? Somebody's moved in there?" I was like, "Well, if you don't know, that makes it
No
even
one's
more
moved.
intriguing."
Oh my goodness.
Interesting. That's very interesting.
Yes, but I'd be curious.
If you eat at nights, they have the white pie that I measure white pies by.
Ooh.
White pie is bacon, tomato. Well, at nights it's bacon, tomato, and cheese with a kind of a garlic oil sauce on it. Now I have to have it without the bacon, but the bacon was what made it
Yeah.
so excellent. But that's one of my favorite pies in town. It
I'll
really
have to
is.
try it because I remember having their pepperoni pizza and thinking,
And a lot of it depends on who's working that night. Now, a friend of mine, when she worked there, actually maybe that's why I liked it so much, because I had so many friends that worked there over the years. I know the owner. Maybe they were just, this is Shannon. Let's make good pizza. I don't know, but every pizza I had was okay. I mean, it may not be to my taste,
Man.
but I always liked it.
now I'm craving the tacos.
I know
I just
what you
want some
mean.
good mom tacos right now.
It's comfort food, though.
It is. It's.
I would
yeah.
go there and order like 3 of them.
So good.
And a little of their hot sauce is just Texas Pete.
Oh yeah.
And so my taco sauce was Texas Pete, and it tasted just like at home. My mom never had anything but
Yeah.
maybe Tabasco or Texas Pete to put on, if anything. I was like, yeah, this is okay.
Yeah.
Well, now Power's got me thinking pizza.
I know.
What was it? What's another good place? Now, I'll give it to when Pizza Inn was still open up here. Then they came to Power Wars. I talked to the chef, and it was one guy who was the main chef. And you think, Pizza Inn, it's pizza buffet. How good can it be? And he was limited by his ingredients because it was always going to be the same corporate Pizza Inn ingredients that you get at any Pizza Inn in the world. But this guy took great pride in his pizza. This was not just throwing it together.
Yeah.
He wanted to come up with flavor combinations using what he had. And so I think they made a loaded baked potato pizza that year at Power Wars, which really was a fantastic, great pizza. And I think it could only work because it was from a Pizza Inn. They just had the right ingredients that had the right flavors to it.
Yeah.
That was
Well,
pretty cool.
I will say Pizza Inn is my favorite corporate pizza place.
Yeah.
I think Pizza Inn makes really good pizza.
I think I had to go with my dad with as far as your corporate franchise pizza. I like Pizza Hut because when you get there's something magic about a Pizza Hut pepperoni pizza. They toast it in a way that the pepperoni gets a little bit crispy on top, and I love that texture. I just love the sauce and the texture combination with it. I don't think I even order anything else when I go to Pizza Hut except for a pepperoni pizza.
Yeah.
Nice and simple.
Yeah. I think for me, Pizza Inn, I like Pizza Inn so much because I think they have the best thin crust pizza. And I love thin crust
Their
pizza.
thin crust pizza and those dessert pizzas. That chocolate chippy one. Oh, that's to this day, I measure dessert pizzas by that thing, which is probably a very low bar to keep. But I don't come across a lot of dessert pizzas.
Although Domino's has those little cinnamon knots that are
I
pretty
haven't
good.
tried those.
They're pretty good. I
Yeah.
mean,
A friend of mine, when she drops by, she orders Domino's. I'm like, get whatever you like. I'm not a huge Domino's fan. I still remember the old Domino's.
yeah.
And I'm just so burned on that. But they've been okay. Everything that we've gotten has been fairly tasty. We got a veggie that was actually really good.
Yeah.
I was surprised at how good the veggie was.
The only place I really avoid, corporate pizza place I really avoid, is Little Caesars.
I have a guilty pleasure about Little Caesars. There is just something about going in. I'm driving. I'm doing something else. I'm running errands. I'm picking up prescriptions. There's the Little Caesars, and I'm like, there's a $5 pizza. I can walk into this place, get a
Come out with a
$5
pizza.
pizza, get some crazy bread, which is still a weakness. I love crazy bread, and I don't do it often, but that's talking about comfort food. There's just something about that. I mean, it's always just
It's not
doughy.
great. Yeah.
And
It's been sitting
the
there.
pepperoni is so thin that it's like I try to eat it and it just dissolves. It just completely dissolves, and I'm like, oh no. I still eat it. I used to just go by for crazy bread, but now it's cheaper to get a pizza.
Yeah. I mean, I will say I have gotten a $5 pizza more so in my college days because it was just like, oh, I'll just get a pizza.
Maybe once a year I'll get that urge.
Yeah.
And
My guilty pleasure is really just Taco Bell. I think I've talked about that before.
Yeah, I used to eat there. I just can't do it much anymore. Sometimes that 7-layer burrito calls my name.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I really dig that.
I get the chalupa.
Oh yeah.
Nacho cheese chalupa.
No, I did
the
go-
Supreme chalupa.
I guess when I was going to Chattanooga the first time this year, I guess that was in February. I had a gig in Chattanooga.
Mm-hmm.
I was late. Something had happened, and I was racing, and I couldn't stop to eat because I have to leave at lunch in order to get down in time for the gig. And I was like, I got to get something to eat. And I'm driving on the interstate, and there's the Taco Bell right off the interstate. I'm like, all right,
Yep.
Taco Bell French fries, here I come. So I got the Taco Bell French fries.
Taco Bell is French fries?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I did not know that.
I'll get back to those. Talk about French fries. I got. What was another weird thing that I instantly. I literally turned into Rod Burgundy. Oh, I instantly regret this. It was something terrible. I blocked it from my memory, but it was something.
Not the cheesy Fiesta potatoes. Because those are the best.
No, that sounds good.
Those are really good.
Yeah.
They're like 800
and then
calories.
my 7-layer burrito in case everything else failed. Everything else failed.
So it's a good thing you had your burrito.
Yeah, but the French fries are not bad. They're French fries. They're fast food French fries that you can get anywhere, except these have the flavoring of the Taco Bell taco meat. It's got the flavoring of that sprinkled on it like a seasoning salt.
I like that
Yeah.
idea.
And it's all right. And the first couple, I was like, well, that's okay. And the last couple, I'm like, these are just more fast food. I'm not a big fan of that oily fast food French fry taste. Burger King, I like the French fries. I like a couple other places French fries. But
Pals used to be my favorite.
Pals are
But they've
the
been
gold standard.
super light. They
Really?
on salt recently. They're seasoning salt, which is what makes them so good.
That's
Otherwise,
not cool. Yeah.
otherwise they're just fast food
Your
fries
fingers should come away from your first fry just covered in orange.
covered in their orange seasoning salt. Because if they don't, they're not made right.
Yeah. Oh, that's tragic. I do love my.
I know. Maybe I need to send them an email.
Now to me, Pals is not fast food for some reason.
I agree with that. Well,
Yeah.
partially because if you actually look at their calorie counts, like I get a junior burger almost always, and the junior burger's like 250
Oh,
calories.
really?
Like it's not bad at all.
Well, I think it comes from their ingredients. They genuinely seem to have decent ingredients. The beef tastes like beef, not a paste.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe it's a paste, but at least it's a lumpy paste that tastes like beef when I bite into it. I mean, again, I can't eat burgers a lot these days, so I crave it nearly constantly. But Pals it's like they take their time, even though they're swift. You know,
and I'll say,
I really dig it.
I've really gotten into their toasted cheese with bacon recently, which I think is probably even less healthy.
Somebody else told me about that. I haven't tried it yet.
Pretty legit.
That sounds great.
Pretty
Sounds
legit.
really great. Let's get back to what other pizzas do you like? Fast food. We're talking just you got to order delivery. Oh, I'll tell you a story. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No.
But you remember Fox's Pizza?
I do, and I used to love Fox's Pizza.
The first time they came to town, I was living in my old apartment on a different wing of the Tech Bohemia compound. There are many safe houses spread about around the town. I ordered a large pizza. It showed up. It was fine. And I was like, gosh, this is the most cardboard crust I've ever had. I tried to tear it, and I could not tear the crust apart. It was so tough. It was like leather. And I was like, so I ate it anyhow. It tore my stomach up. I literally felt like my stomach had been serrated with a knife.
I feel like I might know where this is going.
Well, that's really it. That's where I'm going to stop. Nope, there's nothing. I'm not going to go into any further horrors.
You weren't like so drunk you accidentally ate the cardboard?
No.
Because that's what I was just thinking happened.
I have been, but not in this exact instant.
Not that time.
Not this time. Now,
No.
if you want to talk about eating cardboard, it was a Little Caesars pizza back when they did the pizza. And so you would get a piece of paper across, it was in a paper sleeve, and then it had the cardboard underneath it, and you had two pizzas side by side. So you got this really long, where's my other hand? There we go. Really long box that you can, two pizzas side by side. And we had been having a great time. And so the pizza arrived, and I looked at the pizza, I'm like, huh.
Oh, God. Sorry.
Oh, no. So
I forgot how to drink for a second.
that's very nearly what happened in this story.
Oh, God. I'm sorry.
I don't-
Podcasters. We're just like, what the fuck?
Oh, no. All right?
Yeah. Go on
Okay.
with your story.
Okay.
I'm back to normal.
I don't remember the story now. So they had sliced the pizza, and I picked up a slice, and I'm like, wow, that's perfectly triangular. This is the worst pizza I've ever had. They had cut the pizza through the box so that each little triangle had cardboard underneath it. It had apparently stuck or something.
Yeah.
And they were drunk too. They were just cutting cardboard,
Yeah.
so all of the pizza had cardboard attached to it. It was stuck to the bottom of it. They didn't put. That's what it was. They didn't put the cornmeal down,
Yeah.
so it stuck to the paper, and they just cut the paper and served it, and we ate it.
Oh, yep, that'll happen.
That was the last time I saw that. Anyhow, moving on.
Well, I will say a pizza I hate and I don't understand at all is I can't remember. We don't have one anymore.
Yeah.
We had one for maybe a year or two. Papa Murphy's.
Oh yeah, that was the bake your own.
Right.
Yeah.
And here's my thing: if I wanted to bake my own pizza, I wouldn't be buying pizza.
Thank you. I'm with you 100%.
I don't get it. And the few times I had it, it wasn't even that good.
No, it tasted like it had been a frozen pizza.
Except it cost like $30. Like, it was
Yeah.
also like way overpriced. And I have a friend who may actually even be watching, or will watch this at some point, who really likes it, and I don't understand.
My
So I
sisters
apologize.
loved it. My sisters loved it, and they
don't
would
get it.
give me Papa
No.
Murphy's pizzas.
To me, it just tasted like a DiGiorno or something. Like,
I thought that a lot of those frozen pizzas tasted better
Yeah.
because it would taste like the ingredients had been in a refrigerator and then thrown together. It had none of that organic feel that you get when a dough's tossed, when people have actually. It tastes like a process and not a pizza. If I wanted that Pizza Inn, they're good at that. They would just process the heck out of it, but their crust was crunchy and good.
yeah.
But yeah, I'm with you. I never got the Papa Murphy's and Marco's. I don't.
Oh my God,
I don't
I'm sorry.
get the fascination people have with Marco's pizza. I know people that's the only pizza they get anymore.
No, I do like a Marco's
Yeah?
pizza. It's not I wouldn't seek it out,
Yeah.
but I think it's fine. But why do you just not dig
I
it?
just have never had one. I mean, it goes back to I don't care for Domino's either, and it's the same kind of just bland, uninteresting pizza. I like my local pizzas, my Scratch, of course, across the street. I mean, their pizza, it doesn't. You can get a pizza without any cheese on it, and it is still one of the finest pizzas that you can get there.
And I think it's gotten a lot better because I used to
Yeah.
not like scratch pizza.
Yeah. They've
but
done a lot with
recently-
consistency. And we were talking to Jamie a few weeks ago,
Yeah.
and she said that they worked really hard on consistency, making sure that every pizza is as good as every other pizza.
And now, every time I've been there maybe 3 or 4 times in the last, 2 months, and always gotten a full trust, and it's always been amazing.
Yeah. Yeah.
So good.
Although I have to admit, and this is not any way of criticism, this happens. It's just one of those things. I'd ordered a vegan trust, and I try to spell that out because my friend is staunchly vegan. She does not want any animal products, and I respect that. So I wanted a vegan, no cheese trust. And I get over there, and they're like, so you had the vegan, no cheese trust? I was like, yes. What's that topping on top of it? Oh, that's the capicola sausage. I was like, that would be meat and not in any way the definition of vegan. And so they immediately went, oh, we're sorry, we
Yeah.
fixed it. Jamie even caught me on the way out. She's like, sorry. I'm like, it happens. It's just somebody.
Well, and I can also see, having worked in places where you make food, to order or whatever, there are times your brain just, you
Yeah.
make, I used to be a salad maker at House of Ribs, and there'd be times I'd get a salad done, and the waitress would be like, what's this? You're like, what do you mean, what's this? It's a salad.
And I just figure someone heard trust, and they make trust like they always make trust. They're already in the zone. You got to keep it moving. So I understood. It's still great. My other favorite local, of course, Main Street has such a variety. Of
Their
really
spicy
good
Thai
pies.
pizza is my favorite.
That's one of my favorites. Oh, what's the other one? The white pie is really good there. And just their margarita. If you want to just enjoy a pizza for its crust, you get a margarita, which is just the crust, the tomato sauce, the mozzarella, and basil. And that was the original pizza, named for Queen Margarita, who was made for her by her official baker who invented pizza. Did I mention I hosted Pie Wars? Still got all these stupid facts in my head. And I'm
Still trying to
told
die.
the place to go to, and I may, actually now that I think about it, I may try to go there this weekend. I've got a friend coming in. We're going to catch the new Marvel Infinity War movie.
Not Super Troopers?
I've already seen it. It's awesome.
I cannot wait
I'm
to see
sorry.
it.
We'll get back to movies. Let me finish this thought.
All right, yeah.
Because I got to tell you about that. I'm glad you brought that up. The Angry Italian in Bristol. Now, me, I'm a big hot dog fan, but I'm a very particular hot dog fan. I travel a lot, and so I go to places and they make their regional hot dogs. When I went to Chicago, I had a Chicago dog, and it changed my life. There's something magic about a proper Chicago dog with this electric emerald green relish all over it, sport peppers, you got a tomato and a pickle on it, and it's on a special bun. There used to be a place in Kingsport called TK's Big Dogs that imported all this stuff. He went out of business because he imported all this stuff. He just couldn't pay for it. Well, the Angry Italian's supposed to have an awesome Chicago dog. They're supposed to have an amazing Italian beef, which is another Chicago specialty. And deep dish pizza, which I'm told is also amazing. Everything I've heard about this place is first rate. The chef from Chicago.
Well, you said that's Kingsport?
That's Bristol.
Bristol. Well, Kingsport, have you ever been to the Italian Village?
Yes, classic place.
Good pizza.
Yeah, they used to be in the Johnson City Mall.
And now they're in the Fort Henry Mall.
For a while, there were both of them,
Mm-hmm.
and there was one. There was another location at one time, but I think they pulled back to just the Kingsport Mall, and that is my go-to.
They're good.
That's the place that I would, even now, sometimes when I'd work up there at lunch, I'll go in there just to get a slice. Is it still around? Is it still open?
I mean, I'm never in Kingsport, but I think so, because I think I had some friends go last month
That's
or
awesome.
something.
That's awesome. That makes me feel good that they're still going.
Well, because they're so good.
Yeah.
It's just really good pizza.
There was another Italian place in Kingsport called Giuseppe's, which has been there.
Oh,
gosh.
isn't that near Plumtree Chinese restaurant?
Yeah, I think
Really
it is
more in
on-
Colonial Heights.
Yeah, Colonial Heights, that area. Boy, they're a classic place. They've been there. I think I took a date in high school to Giuseppe's. That was the high end fancy place to impress the date. And I think it was Valentine's Day, and to this day, I'm told they still give roses to the ladies if you go on Valentine's Day. You know, anything I didn't have to pay for was a good one at that point.
Yeah. Why not?
DJ Ray remembers the Trust Pizza. He's come by. We've had some scratch pizza a few times. What's another of the local places that's my go-to for pizza?
Excuse me. I don't know.
Gosh,
I think
hate you
we've
guys
covered
just
them all.
strangled. I think you're right. I'm trying to think of the biggies that are represented at Power Wars, and I think that's really because I guess I can look it up.
Nah, we're running out of time
Yeah,
anyway.
you're right. We are running out of time.
No,
The
we're
place
not.
I want to eat at is Opie's Pizza Wagon. Have you
Never
seen
even
that?
heard of that.
They're a food truck. They pull their little kiln, their little brick
Yeah.
oven behind them, and make very scratch-like pizza, except it's smaller and.
Well, what's the place? There is another pizza food truck that is at Atlantic Ale House every once in a while.
Another one.
Yeah.
Oh no, I don't know what that is.
I don't think it's Opie's.
Interesting.
Because there's one.
I'll keep an eye out.
Yeah, and I've had their pizza, and I can't say if it was good or bad because I don't remember it,
Yeah.
which may not be great for them.
Well, that's one of the problems I have at Atlantic Ale House a lot, and I remember
Well-
a lot of things that happen there.
And I also am notoriously sort of anti-food truck, so
Oh.
it's not not in big cities. Not in big cities.
I get
Here.
it. I get it. It depends on who owns the food truck. Is my take on it.
Yeah.
And
I just think they're overrated. That's all.
I can see that, and I've started coming around too. But I tell you what, next time the food truck roundup comes up in Asheville, let's grab the cameras and go eat.
Ooh, yeah, that'd be great.
We'll just go over there and pig out.
But don't we have roundups here?
We do. We can do both and compare. Because the reason I mentioned the Asheville one before the one here is some of the food at the Asheville one is masterful.
Yeah.
I mean, I cannot find food this good in restaurants in Asheville, and that's saying something.
That is saying something.
Some of these places are just doing their own things. You know, I love street food.
Mm-hmm.
One day I may do an entire show on nothing but food. I love food. But I love street food most. The stuff
Yeah.
that can be made quick and it's made
But, you know, it's
cheap.
interesting. I don't associate street food with food trucks.
I agree.
They're not the same thing.
But to me, my favorite food trucks in Asheville are street food trucks. That's
Well, yeah.
specifically what they set out for. And I guess it's just because how much more street food can you get than serving from a truck?
Yeah, that's true. Well,
Okay.
you get a little, like, just a movable oven.
That's true.
Like one of those little carts.
You know, I see that. I watch a lot of food shows too, and you always see people set up on little carts and stuff in the streets. I don't think they allow that in a lot of places in America.
No, I wouldn't imagine.
Because you'll see just
It's
some
probably
people
not very
with like
sanitary.
little, just walks set up on a street corner. I'm like, yeah, I'd eat it. Who wants it?
Oh, I'd eat it. Yeah, sure. Why not?
Let's talk movies again.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go see Infinity War. I'm a huge comic geek. I got a stack of comics like right over there, not counting the whole stack
All
of
those
the stack of boxes of comics and the
everywhere.
furniture I make out of. Anyhow, I got to see Infinity War. I've watched all the Marvel movies since they first started coming out. This is the ultimate one. This is hopefully telling the last tale of this first part. Anyhow, but the other night I went to see Super Troopers 2.
And you said it was good.
My sister and I, she's my baby sister, when Super Troopers came out, she was teens, early 20s, something like that, and we laughed our butts off at that movie. It was one of those movies that we would, anytime I was living at home at the time, anytime that we could watch that movie together, we would laugh our butts off. Over and over again, I watched that movie. I still would watch it every
Yeah.
now and again when I'm alone. So I told my sister, we got to go see it. Super Troopers 2. It was an Indiegogo.
Now, don't ruin it for me.
I would never ruin it. It was an Indiegogo.
Mm-hmm.
So the fans themselves helped finance the production of the movie, and then Fox Searchlight picked it up for distribution. And I can say, without a doubt, this is a true sequel of the first movie. It's not
Well,
it's not as good as nothing could be as good as the first movie.
right. Well, that's what I was going to go see it the day it came out because I've mentioned this before. I work from home, so I was like, I can go see a matinee. It's
Right.
Friday. I'll get out, so I'll miss most of the crowds. But then when I looked up times, I saw a lot of terrible reviews for it, and I thought,
Oh,
Well, I'll wait a little bit. See.
Honestly, still haven't seen reviews now that you mention it.
Um.
I just knew. I knew I was going to see this movie from the moment I saw the Kickstarter.
And I
go
planned
live.
to see it in theaters. I just haven't. I was like, I'll feel it out. I'll see. I'll wait for my friends to see it.
The best review I can give is the simplest review I can give. I don't remember a movie that I've watched in recent memory that I have laughed so hard all the way through.
I'm sold.
It's like any of the great comedy groups: Marx Brothers, Three Stooges, Martin and Lewis, you name it, Monty Python. It doesn't. You can't compare the movies. All you could do is get more of the comedy.
Yeah, Broken Lizard. I wish they were still doing things regularly together because they are so great. I will say, Super Troopers wasn't my favorite of theirs. Beer Fest was my absolute favorite of theirs. My brother and I still crack up together about Beer Fest.
I was really worried because after they did Super Troopers, they released Club Dread, which was not good.
Oh, I like Club Dread.
Yeah.
That was the first movie I ever saw of theirs.
It didn't know if it was a comedy or a horror movie.
Well, that's I just love.
To me, it never came together.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my gosh.
I love Bill Paxton in it, though.
Yeah. But then Beer Fest.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, that was just them getting a little too experimental with their success. Beer Fest was just masterful, just like it. DJ Ray, going back to the food trucks, he says Roach Coach, a.k.a. food trucks.
I agree. I have no problems with roaches, though.
Yeah, I mean, have you
I'd
seen,
probably eat a roach
have you seen the
if they
Technology
cooked it.
Compound? I'm kidding. Sort of.
We don't have roaches.
We do not.
No roaches.
We don't have a lot. But yeah, Super Troopers, go see it in the theater. Take some people, and all of you will laugh. If you like the first one, it's the same comedy. It's not really. I mean, somebody that's never seen the first one, they could totally watch this and then go watch the first one on their own. It doesn't matter.
Nice.
If you've seen the first one, the throwbacks they do to it are sometimes so subtle I almost missed it. I went, wait.
So maybe I should watch Super Troopers, the first one.
It can't hurt. I mean, the only. I'll wait till after you see it.
Okay,
there was one callback that I almost missed, and after I realized I almost missed it, I laughed harder than if I'd gotten it the first time. That's because it was so subtle.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a good time.
I love them so much.
So now I'm thinking, tomorrow night or Saturday night. I don't even know what day it is. It's been a long week. I think I'm gonna go up there, eat some Angry Italian, go see some Infinity War at the Pinnacle. Thank you. Is like Parthenon.
Actually, that'd be a cool name for a theater.
That would be
the
great.
Parthenon.
But the only reason I'm going is my friend loves the reclining chairs.
I still haven't been.
Oh, it's cool.
Well, because I've told you this before. Whenever I decide to go to a movie, it's usually on a whim.
Yeah.
And that's an hour away.
Right.
That's too long for a whim.
Give me a yell. That's still in town to me. I travel so much. An hour is nothing.
I don't mind driving an hour if I had actually planned.
I understand.
Because that's a two hours extra onto the movie.
Right.
Which is...
It is.
Because when I was a kid, a big treat for my family was go to Tinseltown and Abingdon. Yeah. Because they were the only place with stadium seating for a long time.
And to this day, if given my preference, my friend likes the reclining seats that you can put your feet up.
I mean, that is nice.
It's cool. I have actually gone to Pinnacle in my pajamas. Go see a late show at the Pinnacle in your pajamas. You kick back in the recliner. It's actually really great.
I mean, honestly, you can do that at reel to reel too. It's just
I've done it at reel to reel too.
You just kick your feet up.
Yeah.
It's never busy.
But given my choice would just to keep driving and go to the Cinemal in Abingdon. That is the finest theater around. I mean, my first favorite theater, gosh, covering so many favorite things.
Mm-hmm.
In Asheville at the Biltmore Estates, you have the Regal with the big RPX.
Mm-hmm.
It's like IMAX. It's the Regal version of IMAX.
Yeah.
Huge place. They now have reclining seats. They sell local beers. They have a full food menu.
Nice.
And they have like 20 screens. It's huge, but top-notch quality.
The art theater too there is
I love the art theater. For
great.
Totally different reasons.
Yeah, for different reasons.
I go see good movies there.
Yeah, that's anytime there's a movie that's not playing, that's limited release that I want to see. It's almost always at the art theater.
And I'll go to the art theater if I'm there on a weekend for anything that is just me by myself. It's going to end with me going to the art theater, and I don't care what's playing. If there are two movies, I'm going to pick one at random, and I'm going to watch it because I know that I love cinema and I always have. I don't obsess over it like I did when I was younger. Now I just want fun stuff, but I still can go in and just love a good movie.
That's why I love having reel to reel here, is because even if it's not a great movie, you feel like you enjoy it, because a movie has to be really, really bad for you to not enjoy it on some level.
Right.
But they just recently raised the prices.
Oh no, really?
$4 plus tax.
Oh, I remember reading that now that you mention it. And on Facebook when they announced that, people were really understanding. I read the comments. I've never read the comments.
Well, yeah.
People were really cool about it.
Well, because $3 for a movie is amazing, but I also would rather pay $4 for them to stay, not go under, and still have a cheap theater, second-run theater.
I may go see 2 movies this weekend because The Greatest Showman was playing there, and that's supposed to be great.
I thought about going to see that.
It's supposed to be awesome.
Yeah.
I may go Sunday.
It's also at Redbox now.
Oh, that means I can rent it on Amazon without even... See, Redbox, I have to leave my home. If I rent from Amazon, I don't have to leave my bed.
That's true. I do rent from Amazon pretty frequently.
That's my go-to.
It's pretty legit. And they don't even start it starts when you start the movie.
Yeah.
You've got like 30 days to start the movie, and then you have 3 days once you start the movie.
That's awesome.
I think it's really cool.
Yeah, especially since usually if I'm renting it, it's spur of the moment. I've just decided I want to watch a movie now, and it's not usually an issue. Well, we're running out of time.
Are we going to do this real quick?
Yes, actually, thank you, because I noticed believe it or not, I went to the Amazon site the other day and came across your book, and I noticed it had a new cover. Now, if you've been watching for a while, Fide.
Yep, Fide.
She originally brought like 3 covers she wanted to choose from.
Yeah.
And then you'd chosen like a hybrid of those.
Yeah.
And now we've ended up with another cover.
Another cover, because it was one of those things that I looked back at it and I went, ugh. And this also actually has fewer typos. So that's cool too.
But the cover's the thing.
The cover's the thing. Yeah. New cover, fewer typos, nice. Look, it's so pretty. Look at that.
It's great.
A nice back.
I gotta say though, I still like the more busy one.
Well, thank you. I can make that one available too. Maybe I'll make that one available in different. It'll be a special run.
Yeah, call it the International Edition.
Yeah, that's right.
Doesn't mean anything.
Got a nice little thing here. So yeah, it is also $1 cheaper than it was.
Oh, really?
So it's like $12.99. It's a pretty legit good book.
That's awesome.
So you should go pick it up. I pulled up the URL so you can share it.
Let's do it. In fact, we're going to put this in the show notes. Yes. I'm even going to. Where we go? Our right monitor.
Sorry.
No, you're fine.
It's about a Russian crime family. So that's super cool.
We got to look inside.
You can look inside. Look at that beauty.
That's awesome. Now, when did you go through and when did you do the writing on this book?
Oh, the actual first draft I probably finished maybe 2 years ago. But the most recent edit I finished like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And I've edited it like 3 times. So... And I'm done. I swear to God, I'm done.
That's the problem with art, is knowing when to stop.
Unless you see a typo. Well, to be fair, the only thing I fixed during this edit was typos. So I didn't change any of the story.
That's cool. Anybody would appreciate that.
So if you see a typo, buy it, then help me by telling me if there's a typo.
Right on.
But don't tell me about grammatical stuff, because I'll probably disagree with you.
So you have this on print. Is there also a Kindle version?
There is a Kindle version, and it has a different cover currently. It's right there. It's the first one.
First one.
Yep.
Come on, computer. Load. There we go.
Different cover, same insides.
Oh, okay. Let's go down.
So,
here we go.
And that picture was taken by a very talented photographer, Joel Carolay. Yeah, so you can also get the Kindle version. I think it's $8.99 for the Kindle version. But yeah, it's a good book. It's exciting, it's thrilling, twisting,
Right on.
violent.
When do I get to record the audiobook version?
Whenever you want, buddy. Anytime you want.
I've set up an account to do audiobooks. Is one of my recent projects. I'm trying not to travel so much anymore, and nobody's ever going to hire me because the only things that I read, because what you do is you read excerpts. All these authors pick the excerpt they want, and then the authors determine whether you're going to read their book or not.
Yeah.
I think it's a brilliant way that they do it. Everyone I read is some kind of weird thing with like horse gorillas and a futuristic tale of aardvarks and stuff like that.
So have you started like weird like fantasy porn?
I haven't
erotica?
found it. I'm looking for the raptor erotica.
Yeah.
I haven't come across
That'd
it
be
yet.
very fascinating.
I'm just a niche.
Yeah.
And it just makes me laugh. I want to read something that that entertains me.
I want you to have one where you can, if you listen carefully enough, you can hear you snicker sometimes. Like just.
I don't know if there
you're
could
so
be
joyful.
I don't know if there could be any other kind, to tell you the truth.
That's
Just
fair.
from the stuff that I've been reading, I'm like, people are selling this because you can. And the way it works behind the scenes, the way it works is you can choose to either take your like $10, get 30. I think $30 is the top. You can just take that and you're done. Or, and this is what they want you to do, take a percentage of the profits once it gets to a certain point. And, that can be super lucrative if you pick the right one. And,
Yep.
and personally, that's all I'm going for. I'm just
You never know.
going through, getting some experience, trying to figure out how to do it. So I just think it's a fascinating process that I'd been completely blind to until recently. And I like how, at least at Audible and Amazon, it's kind of built around the authors instead of the publishing world side of it,
Well, and now I've listened, talked to a lot of people who are in like MFA programs and people who went to MFA programs and regretted it, and a lot of publishing now, at least in the writing world, if you self-publish or like write, and I'm not saying I'm doing it right because I hate marketing, but if you do it right, there's really no advantage to like going to an MFA program or trying to do the more traditional publishing things. Like the connections you get in an MFA program now don't really help you,
Right.
and even if you don't go to one of those programs, the publishing world is changing so much that you might as well sort of do it like minimum viable product
Right.
way to get into some entrepreneur speak, but you might as well just.
And as promotion on any book from the publishing point of view, it seems like promotion, if you're one of the lucky elite that get chosen to benefit from any promotion, the promotion is so over the top expensive. I can't imagine these authors are not paying for this up front. I mean, they're getting the benefit now, but they're going to be paying this back for the rest of eternity if that book doesn't start selling.
Yeah.
And it's
well,
like
maybe.
the music business is the model I'm looking at. Is the publishers are saying, here, take all this, and we'll take it back, and that's where they make their profit.
Yeah, and I know like the hard copies, like I do it through a print on demand service, and I know you can't feel the book or really see the book, but this is like super high quality. They
Absolutely.
don't charge me at all, like they charge me after they make it, after it's ordered, but I don't have to buy, like, in the 90s, if you wanted to sell your book to friends and whatever, you had to get it printed, pay all the upfront money, and just hope that you sold them all. Now it's just like, well, this didn't cost me anything.
That's amazing. Honestly, I have friends now that wrote books 20 years ago, and those books are still in their garage.
Oh my, yep.
I mean, they paid a lot for them, and I don't.
Yep.
I'm not making a judgment, but I don't know if they didn't push the books, if they just gave up on the marketing side of it, or if they did their best and just had to accept they couldn't pay for any more of it.
Well, it is nice too, because like with print on demand, I can change the cover if I want, whenever I want. I can change
That's
the inside.
amazing.
Yeah, and just change whatever.
And,
So
you release a new edition, you put a new cover on it.
exactly.
You
This
know
is
what
second
edition you
edition.
get.
This is second edition.
I love it.
So anyway, go buy it.
That's Fide.
Fide.
If you're from
He's bona fide.
from out in the country. But I've added it to my cart so many times. I need to just just pull the trigger.
If I were a good friend, I'd get you a copy
No,
for
no,
wholesale
no.
price.
If I was a good friend, I wouldn't ask you to do that. So, I've got crap in my cart. I don't want to show everybody what's in my cart, but
it's okay. I'll hold you to it later.
I am going to add it right now.
Oh, I keep forgetting I'm out of time.
Oh, oops! There's a problem loading your cart. There we go. Oh, it's just it's okay. There we go.
It's not. You have something in your cart. Oh.
Wait, where's the book?
It was in there. I thought.
Now I have to look.
Now we have to show people.
I'm
what's
going to show you
cart.
it's insoles.
See, it's right there.
I'm buying a book and I'm buying insoles.
I mean, nothing says.
You know what, Bailey? To hell with the insoles.
Fuck the insoles.
I'm just going to take your book.
You know what? You won't even need insoles once you read.
That's
my
right.
book.
I will be.
Because it's so good, you'll be
lighter
cured.
than air. There we go.
100%.
Hope I didn't show too much. Oh yeah, I did. I'm gonna have to delete that. Oh well.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Well, this is just live. Don't worry.
Yeah, it's just live. Who's watching?
No one's watching.
But yeah, I'll delete that later on.
Go in, scrub it.
All right. It all comes out in post.
Yeah, this time it probably will come out.
I'm just gonna
in post.
put that on a big sign right up here, just out of the frame. It all comes out in post. Because a lot comes out in post. I did, behind the scenes, I did cut out some stuff from the Terry interview, and I cut out stuff from Joseph, and I cut out stuff from Cliff. Usually it was maybe a bathroom break or just some rambling we did. Although in the case of Terry's, I just thought that I sounded like such an idiot. I removed something where it turns out she was talking about one thing and I was talking about a completely different thing.
You know what's funny? I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, and
because I remember when it was happening, I was sitting there thinking, I don't think
she was talking about one band and I was talking about a band that we had talked about at a different point in the conversation. And once I was watching it, I realized she was still talking about the original band while I was talking about a separate band, and she was just too kind to say that's
sweet.
Not at all what I was talking about. She just let me go,
very sweet.
Which is terrible because
that's
I
very
felt
southern.
bad.
That's a very southern thing, just to be like, I'm not going to correct him.
But
it's
it was,
fine.
but it was so. Once watched in context, it was so off the wall. There was no need for that.
Like
it didn't add anything. It was just me being an idiot. And you can watch that anytime if you know me in person.
That's true.
It's a true story. Well, thank you all for joining us. I want to ask one more time, DJ Ray. Thank you for your feedback.
Mm-hmm.
But tell us what you think of the new format. We really need to know. I don't think you guys realize how much work goes into each episode. Not only Bailey and I having to get together for more than just an hour a week, we have to get together with these people. We have to schedule someone else, and we all have to sit down.
And he has to do the editing, which takes way longer.
Sometimes the editing gets real in depth. The Terry one just about killed me because I'd had a kind of a personal tragedy, and then my head wasn't in it, and I
got
made
several
big mistakes.
I got several sort of freaked out messages from him.
It was very bad, and I made so many mistakes. I had to re-release that episode because I put it up and watched and found huge errors, so it had to come down, and so I replaced it. Now I'm okay with it. It's good now, but it's an awful lot of time to put in. So we really want to know what works, what doesn't. We want to give our attention to the stuff that works, and we want to stop doing the stuff that you don't think works. So please, if you're watching this later on, leave us a comment, send us a message, put it on the Facebook, on the YouTube. We release 2 versions of every video because trying to stay true to YouTube, and I really appreciate everybody that watches on YouTube, but we don't get a fraction of the views on YouTube as we get on Facebook. And I mean that literally. We'll get maybe a couple hundred views on Facebook, and that's people watching maybe half of it, which is really good it turns out for any YouTube show.
Yeah.
On YouTube is just burying us, and so we'll get maybe people watching 20 minutes, an hour if it's a really good episode, and it's just not even adding up to a fraction of the views we could get on Facebook. So we may uproot and go to Facebook for our primary releasing, but I want to hear from you. I want to know your thoughts. Is it more convenient for you on YouTube, on Facebook? Please let us know in the comments so that I know where to focus our efforts, because it does take quite an effort, and it's because of you all that I feel like it's worth it, and it sure is a lot of fun.
It is.
When I'm not completely hosing everything, it's a lot of fun.
He's not totally freaked out, and I'm freaked out by him being freaked out.
Right. When I freak out, there is something wrong. That's the truth. But thank you, DJ Ray. We love you too.
Thank you.
And that's it for this week. I went over about 7 minutes from.
But we also were 7 minutes late or so.
That's true.
That's
true. Because the
had
settings were
several
not
false
quite right. We don't do this as often as we used to, so little bugs are creeping in. I got an idea though. I got another idea. Lots of ideas. So also tell us who you want to see us interview. We have a list already. I'm just going down it kind of randomly as I meet people, and as somebody in one interview will mention someone else, I try to keep them linked so that we're constantly coming across different people. But I'm about to go to somebody completely out of the norm, and then a group of people. I think it'll be our first group interview. They want to come on the show. They contacted me saying, "Hey, we would love to do the show," and I was like, "Well, that sounds really cool." There's so many of you, we're going to have to do a short version, but I think it's going to be worth it. But bear with us. We may not be coming to you every single week, but sometimes that's necessary to bring you a better product when we do bring you stuff.
Mm-hmm. And just more sanity for us.
Yes. Last week, I lost a lot of time between dealing with some stuff and having to constantly, whenever I wasn't dealing with that, I had to edit and work on that all the time, and stress really caused some hard days. But that's okay. Luckily, it's never too bad when you're doing what you like.
That's true.
So until next time, Hometown East Tennessee. Join us, become a Patreon, support the show. Patreon.com/hometown. Buy Bailey's book, Fide. You can get it at Amazon. I bought it. You saw how easy that was.
So
and
easy.
Probably got all of my purchasing information. Yeah, that's all coming out in post. But join us next time. Hopefully we're going to have you an interview. But stay in touch. Please talk to us. Let us know what you think. And we will see you when we see you.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Here we go.